clicking and button and moving the mouse or entering the character through the keyboard. These are considered to be what? Event handling or event of the examples. So it doesn't provide how to do the work to the method, but it tells it has to be done the work. That is what interface. When key released, for key pressed, it has to be show some of the message to the user through the console, right? So when the event is triggered by the source, that is called what? A event source. Hello everyone, welcome to the session 3 of unit 4. So in this session we can get about what exactly the event handling and what exactly the, first we have to get to know what exactly the event is, right? So this is Asha, the faculty of computer science at Vidhyaashram first grade degree college, the temple of excellence, MYSURU. So let's start with the today's session. In this session you can get about what exactly the event handling and how we can declare the event, and also what are all the types of the events, and also what exactly the event handling mechanism, and keyboard and mouse event handling. So these are some of the topics covered in this session. Let's start with the one by one topic today. So first we have to get to know, before going to the event handling mechanism, we have to get to know what exactly the event is, right? So for example, consider when you use the phone, when you click one app, that is also one event, means clicking, or there is one operation is going on by clicking, right? That is also one of the operation or event. So that is what event. So event handling mechanism respect with the Java means is nothing but how we can create front end package. That is why it is event handling mechanism. So change in the state of an object known as event, or any operation it can be. So while clicking the screen, and also while clicking the app or knocking the door, these are some of the events. Event occurs, right? That is the source of the event. And also event are generated result of user interaction. So for example, when you consider UOM website, so when you click on some of the icon or some of the images, that is also one of the event. By clicking that app or by clicking something, so it will open something, right? Like that. For example, clicking and button and moving the mouse or entering the character through the keyboard. These are considered to be what? Event handling or event of the examples. And also an event is an object that represents some kind of interaction with the human, and also what? A system reaction or interaction with the system. That is what event handling or event. And also here you can see some of the examples. What exactly the action going to be? Action is nothing but what exactly the performed, or by clicking or by moving the mouse, like that. So button clicked and mouse click, key pressed, and also window closed. So when you close the button of the window, this is also one of the operation of the event, right? So for that we have a what? A object. So for the event means button click, we have the object called action event. When I click on when I working with the object, or when I working with a button, it will have an object name called what? Action event. When I working with a mouse operation, it have a object name, predefined object name, what? A mouse event. And also when I working with the keyboards or key event. When I work with a window, it have a what? A window event. These are some of the examples. And also next we can see what exactly the event handling. So event handling is nothing but you already get to know in the third unit we have a exceptions, right? So exception is nothing but error occurred by the system, or some of the program is missing or program parts is missing. The Java tells there is a something is missing or something error is occurred, right? That is what error or exception. For exception handling we have try, catch, finally throw and throws block, right? So like that we have a event handling means after event occurs, what exactly we have to do? For that event occurs, we have to handle that event, right? Like that when an error occurs, we have to handle using what? Exception handlers. Here also when event is triggered by the object or by the source, we have to what? Do the event handling operations. That is what event handling. So event handling is a fundamental Java program because used to create event driven programs. So event handling is nothing but it is like a publisher subscriber model. So event is occurred by subscriber, he has to listen the event and he has to what? Interact with the event. And also it is the examples for the event handling. We have applets, GI based, and also web applications. These are some of the examples. And for handling event, we call the delegation event model. Event handling is the mechanism that control the event, decide what should has to happen after the event occurs. So And next we can see about what exactly event handling model in Java. There are three main components: event source, event object, event listener. What exactly event source? When the event is occurred by the source. For example, this screen is the what? A source. Source is produce some of the event. For example, I clicked here. This is also one of the event with respect to what? A screen. So when the event is triggered by the source, that is called what? A event source. So event object is nothing but it's a information about the event trigger. Means after the event trigger, what information or event information is inside what? Event object. So and also event listener is nothing but after event information is stored within the object and also event triggered by the event source. So for these two, event listener or event handle has to be response, right? So for example, when you ask a question to the lecture has to be answered, right? Like that, event listener has to be what? Handle that event triggered by event source, right? So and also here is a simple pictorial representation. Event source, this is the event object. And also this is the event listener. There are many event listeners like a mouse event, keyboard event, window event, button clicks. These are some of the events. And for that listener, what interface? So interface is nothing but it provides the abstract methods. So it doesn't provide how to do the work to the method, but it tells it has to be done the work. That is what interface. Interface we have action listener, mouse listener, key listener, window listener. Action listener for mainly what? A button click. And mouse listener is what? A mouse event. And key listener is what? A keyboard event. For window listeners we have what? A window event. And also next we can see what are the benefits of the event handling. Why we need the event handling? To interact with the website. How we can interact with a website? By typing something. For example, Google. How we can interact with a Google? By typing something, right? So for example, I ask a doubt with a Google. So Google will answer. That is also one communication, right? So like that, based on the what? Event handling is nothing but make a programmer interactive. We have to interact with the websites through the what? GUI applications, right? And also helps in creating GUI applications with graphical user interface. And also separate event logic from a UI, means user interface. It provides a better user interface. And also we have two types of the events. So event types is nothing but foreground event and also background event. So foreground events is nothing but when you work with the Java, means when the Java application or Java application anything, it can be IntelliJ or Eclipse or BlueJ. So when you work with the Eclipse or IntelliJ, the software will be at presently has in a active state, right? So you can work something on the presented or active window. So that active window is go to the background. There is no use of that window, right? That is what foreground events and also background events. So consider a cell phone example. So when you click the Instagram, that is presently you are using Instagram and search for something else, right? So when you use a Instagram, you can see that is a foreground events, means you can interact with the Instagram by liking the video or by interact with the Instagram or by commenting the video, right? Like that is a foreground event. When you search the other YouTube, like instead of Instagram, so Instagram is lie in between what? A background apps, right? Like that it considered to be what? A background event. That is what? Event types. And also next we can see event handling, a mechanism, how we can handle the event. So this is called what? A publisher subscriber model. So publisher is nothing but the event will be triggered by the publisher. So subscriber is nothing but the subscriber is like a what? He has to handle the event occurred by the event triggered, right? That is what? Event, a publisher and also subscriber model. There is a event source and event object and also event listener. So when the event is triggered, that is what? Event source, and the event holds whatever the special information holds about the event, that is in a event object. Event listener is handled by the interface, that is what? Event listener, that is handle. And also we can see event registration. Fourth one is event registration. We have to register the event with the event registration by what? Add listener method. So for example, here you can see there is a XXX symbol, right? So why? Because X is here. If I work with a keyboard, that is called a keyboard listener, right? When I work with a mouse, I can say add mouse listener. When I work with a Windows, I can say add window listener. But I don't know what exactly, right? So that's why here you can put what? A into symbol. That is what you have to. If I work with a button, you have to tell the button add action listener, and also with a new keyword we have to access the what a new keyword is initiated, because it's an action listener is a interface name or method name, right? And also public void action perform, for that action event is a object name, and also we have to provide one button clicked as a event. Means a button action listener we have to close the sentence, right? So that's why semicolon is at the end of the sentence. And after that we can see one simple example for the what exactly the event. So here you can see there is a JAVAX and also Java. Both JAVAX and also Java, these are the main packages. But JAVAX belongs to the Swing package, but JAVAX belongs to the AWT package. So in the next session, we can get about what exactly the Swing and what exactly the AWT. So no need to worry now. These are the packages we need to create a GUI applications or GUI components. So that's why we need a pre-built packages. So after that, create one simple class name. Inside the method, I call a JFrame. So in the next session, you again get about what exactly the JFrame and what exactly the button. So JFrame is nothing but consider this panel is a what? A JFrame means frame. Inside that frame, we have to create a button. Consider for example, this is a frame. Inside that frame, I create a one button. Inside the button also, I can create what? A label. And also text field, like that. This is considered to be one frame. Inside that frame, I have to add these buttons, labels and many more. And also for the JFrame, I create a one reference variable, that is what? A frame. You can create either F also. Instead of frame, you can use F also. For button, because this is a new JFrame, right? So that's why I have to initialize with a new keyword. This is a JFrame is a new one, right, to that frame. So that's why I have to create an object called new JFrame. So I have to give a name for that frame, right? What is that name? Event handling demo. So for example, this is the frame. Here you can see event handling demo. This is your frame name. That is the main heading for the frame name. And after that, I have to set a button using the set bounds as the method name. This is the x-axis value. This is the y-axis value. This is the width. This is the height. Why we need these? These are the parameters we have to pass to the methods, because we create a button as a reference variable. That button is called here using the dot operator. And also we have a method name called setBounds, because we don't know how to create a button, right? Because here you can see button is not created by itself. We have to give a set of bounds, means how to create. There is a x and y axis. We have to create in this x and y axis how the button size will be appear, right? That is how we have to pass the parameters. And also we have to register with the action listener. That is what? Add action listener with the action listener interface. And also what? A public void action perform. Button is the action, right? That is perform something. And also what? For that I call the action event as an object. And for that I need a one button click statement. And after that a J option show message or dialog, means it will pop up something message, right? That is what? Our event handled successfully. After every time I clicking the button, it has to show something to the message to the user, right? So after clicking, that is what? Event handled successfully. This is how you have to create. And after that, I have to add a frame, because now also there is no button into the frame. Why? Because I have to add that button to the frame using what? A dot operator using the add method. So we have a reference variable called JFrame for frame, right? So that frame will be accessed here. We have to add to that frame. Means this is the frame. Inside that frame, I have to add the button now. And after that, I have to set up boundary box the frame, right? How to the, and also this is the width and this is the height. We have to add the frame set size using the set size method. And after that, set default close operation. This is also one of the pre-built method under the AWT classes. Why? Because when I click this window, when I click, means this is the height, this is the minimize, that is the window close button, right? When I click a into mark also, this is not closed. Why? Because if I am not use this method, it will not closed until the eclipse will be closed, right? So that's why we have to need this pre-built method name. What is that method name? Set default close operation. If I am not do this operation, what will be the action? Because the window is not closed at all. So why? Because it is the pre-built method name. It has to be used inside your code, otherwise the window will not be closed by itself. And after that we have to frame visible to the everyone, or to the user, or to the programmer, or to the coder, right? So frame dot set visible is true. When the is true, then only the window will be appear after compilation of your applet program. If you compile, what else if you comment this line? So if you comment this line, the program will be run normally, there is no error, but the window will not appear at all. Why? Because set visible is a one pre-built method name, and it has to be a boolean type. What is that? True. Understood now? This is how you have to do the applet programs. So next we can see a keyboard and also a mouse handling. So what exactly the keyboard? So keyboard is nothing but you can type and also you can enter anything, right? So what about the mouse? It can be clicked and also it can be right click, left click, and also we can select the content through the mouse, right? So what are the events occurred in the keyboard and what are the events occurred in the mouse? Let's see one by one. First we can move into the keyboard event handling. What it will be do? So it will detect when a key is pressed, when a key is released, or when key is typed. When the key is released and when key is pressed, and also when key is exited, right? And for that I need a key listener, because this is what I interface name to use for mainly for key events. And also here you can see what action it will perform. For key method I need a key listener. For key pressed and key pressed, for that I need a which object? Key event object. And here you can see for key released and key typed, all the key operations will be lie in between what? A key event object. And after this we can see one simple program for the key event program. Let's see a javax.swing. Why? Because we used what? A J label. For that we need javax means swing. So in the upcoming session you will get to know what exactly the swing and what exactly the AWT in detail. And also we need a what? One class name. So here extend is keyword mainly for inheritance and implements is mainly for what? Interface. So we combine both interface and also what? Inheritance concept. Why? Because it will extend from JFrame, means this class will be extend from JFrame and it will implement which interface? Key listener interface. So that's why we need both. After that I need a J label. So why? Because first inside the program first we declared what? A J label. Consider this is the frame. Inside this frame I need only one label, not a button here, only one label. So after that again call the constructor with a public access modifier, and after that assign label with a new J label, and also what? Press any key, and also label we have to set the label bound using what? Set bounds. So x-axis, y-axis, width, height, and add that label. Add that label. And after that add key listener, because we work with a what listener? Key listener interface, right? We have to register to the listener. So that's why we work with the add key listener of this. And register with a key listener, we have to set the size, because we need a size for the what? A frame, right? So that is 300 and also 200 width, and also height. Set layout is nothing but this is also method, pre-built method. It can be assumed when we have to put this label into the within a frame, it will automatically manage at which dimension we have to put this label. It will only means null means is nothing but nothing or void, right? So it will assign, or it will accessible, or it will assign the label to the frame at any position by defaultly. And also set default close operation for the closing of the window using JFrame dot operation, and exit on close, this is the constant name. And lastly, set visible has to be true, otherwise the window will not appear. This is what a key listener or what a keyboard event handling. So next we have to add the some of the methods with respect to what a key released, key pressed, and also key typed, right? So let's see the next slide. So we have to add what a key press method, key release method, and also key type method before the main method occurs. So inside that method we have passed which object? Key event object, because all the key events will be occurred or lies in which object? Key event object with respect to the what? A variable name or reference variable name. And that label set text means set text is also what? A method name. We have to, when key released, for key pressed, it has to be show some of the message to the user through the console, right? That is what key pressed. E.getChar is also one of the method, because all the typed and also released and also exited, this all comes under what? A getChar means character variables, right? So that's why E.getCharacter. This E object will be lies here. And after that one more key release. For that I need getKeyChar. That is key released. For key typed, getChar. So after all the method declaration, we need which method? A main method. Inside that I create a new keyword assigned with what? Constructor keyboard event example with the open close parenthesis, because we create a new object instance of the class inside what? A main method. So that's why we need a keyboard means new keyboard event example. Understood now? And next we can move to which one? A mouse event handling. So first we need a what? A key event handling. So next we can mouse event. Mouse can be a what? A typed and also selecting and also release, right? So what it will be do? Detects mouse movements and also clicks when the mouse is moved and when the mouse is clickable. And uses which interface? Mouse listener interface along with the mouse motion listener interface. We can use either this one and also this one. For this motion means movement listener. This is for a mouse clickable or not. That listener will be occurred in this listener. What listener? Mouse listener. So what all the action will be performed and what exactly method we have to use? For mouse click, we need which? Mouse clicked, and also it will lies between which object name? Mouse event object. And also for mouse pressed, mouse released, mouse pressed, and also mouse release. These are all come under which method or which object? Mouse event object. So let's see the simple code for this. You will get understand very clearly. So here you can see for the mouse dragging, motion means dragging, when the drag will be occurred, and also when the mouse is moved. That is also belongs to which one? Mouse drag, mouse moved with the mouse event object. So, and next we can see a simple code for the mouse event handling. Again we need Javax. Why? Because we use a J label here and AWT for the event occurration, and we give a simple class name and also extend from a JFrame implementation mouse listener interface. And after that a J label will be added using the label we call new J label, and try clicking, pressing, and also entering. This is the what? A label for the what? A J label. And also for that label I need a what? A boundary set, right? This is X, this is Y, this is the width, and this is the height. And also I add that label to the what? A frame, and add mouse listener, because we have to register that using what? Add mouse listener of this. This is nothing but current label will be added. And also what? A set size also method, set layout is a method, set default close operation, set visible. These are all the pre-built method. For visible the window it has to be true. For closing we need JFrame exit on a constant name, and also set layout. So it defaultly it will place whatever the label after declaring the label, it defaultly places wherever it's need, because we don't know at which position it the label will be came. For example, consider this is the frame, so it can be placed the label either here, either here, either here, either here, or here. So that will be defaultly manage or communicate between the OS means operating system and also Java, because I used a AWT and also what a swing here. It will defaultly place wherever it will be needed because I have not set the layout. In the next session you will get to what exactly the layout manages. In that session you will get to know what exactly the layout means. That it can be left or right or upper and also middle or center or downwards. That can be, but here I set a null object to the set layout. It can be placed anywhere into the frame. And also set size, we have to set the frame size, that is height and also or width and also height. And after that public void mouse click, we call what a constructor name here, means mouse clicked a method name, and a pass the which object, mouse event object. I need the what a label has a text, that is what text, mouse clicked. And after that one more method name, mouse pressed and mouse pressed, and also mouse released, mouse event, mouse released. After that and also mouse entered, whether the mouse is entered, whether the mouse is released or whether the mouse is exited. This is exited. And after that create a main method name, public static void main. Inside that easy mouse events with a new keyword. Why? Because I have to add the instance of the object with respect to the class name that will be created using the constructor. This is how you have to handle the event handling. So in this session you will get about what exactly the events and how it will be triggered or how it will be generated. For that, how we have to handle the events, and there is a keyboard events and also types of the events and also mouse event handling. So in the next session we can get about what exactly the what AWT and also what are all the GUI components, means text, label, frame and also panel and also what a button. What are all these we can see in the next session in detail. Thank you.